My friends are better than me. How do I measure up? My friends are better than me. How do I measure up? How am I going to measure up? How do I become like them? How do I become like Chisom? How do I become like Chioma? How do I become like Chidera? How do I become like Kingsley, who is driving a car? How do I become like Ebuka, who has a house in Lagos? How do I become like Chinedu, who has an iPhone? How do I become like them? How do I become like this person? How do I become like that person? How do I become like this? You compare yourself to other people. You compare yourself with this person in terms of success. You compare yourself to this particular group of people. You compare yourself to this particular group of individual, kind of that. In terms of success, that is, you measure your success in terms of their own success. Is that right? What is the effect it can bring to you? That is what I am here to look at in this video. And if you are just joining me, I am talking about reference group. It is called reference group. Reference group is a group of people that a group of particular people that you measure yourself in terms of success with those people. You look at their success and then you look at your own success and then ask yourself, these people we are kind of same category of people in terms of levels, and then you kind of look at your success, evaluating your own success with the standard they have set to you. Now, anyway, from the definition I have here, I define reference group is a group. Reference group is a collection of people that we use as a standard of comparison for ourselves. Now, reference group can be, you might not necessarily be in that group before you compare yourself with that group. It's a group of people that maybe you were in that group, such as when you were, for instance, when you were in secondary school, and then there is this kind of particular set of people that you roll with in secondary school, and then you roll with them. You do things with them, you go to class with them, you go to play games with, you go to work with them, and even after school you still go to their houses. That is, you go to stroll around the street with them, you do almost everything with them. This particular set of, this is what I meant when I say reference group in terms of people that you associate yourselves with. This is the example. Now, there is also another kind of reference group that you might not necessarily be in that group before you measure yourself in terms of success with the standard which those people have laid down. You understand? And this I can explain as, for instance, a group of people that you just look at them. You were not necessarily in that group, but you look at them, and then you measure your success with their own success. You look at their success, and then you look at your own success, and then you say, oh, this particular set of people, we are supposed to be my mates, and they are doing well more than I'm doing well, and you are like, oh, I'm lagging behind, I'm just behind, I'm not doing anything, but it depends on you. But now, reference group generally is not a bad group. It is a group that you measure yourself, like I said, you measure your success, you measure everything that you are doing in terms of the standard they have laid. It's not bad to measure yourself with that kind of particular group. But now, where the problem is what you do to measure up to that standard. Now, for instance, you don't know what somebody had done to become successful in quotes. You don't know what the person had done to become to acquire what he or she had acquired, and then you are like, I want to be like this person. How do I become like this person? How do I become like this person? I want to be like this. What has this person done that he had this car, that he's driving this Range Rover, that he's driving this Benz, that he's driving this Lexus, and all that? And then you are propelled to be like them. You are pushed to be like them. You want to do anything by all means in order to be like them. That is where the problem comes in. That is where the problem comes in, and that is where I have problem with reference group. That is exactly where I have problem with reference group. Simply because you venture into things that you don't understand how they have come about it. You don't know how they have come about it. You don't know how they have acquired what they have acquired. You don't know how they have reached the level which they have. You don't know how this person came to driving this Lexus. You don't know how this person came to driving this Benz. You don't know how this person came to using this iPhone. You don't know what the person had done. I'm not saying that people who are driving Lexus, driving Benz and driving all different type of cars must have, done bad things in order to get them. No, that's not what I'm saying. Far from that. What I'm saying is, you don't know the roots of their riches, and then you are measuring yourself with them, forgetting that everything has its own time. Everything has its own time. You cannot measure yourself with people who you don't know the roots of their success. And the worst of it, you go about looking for things to do in order to be like these people, which is totally wrong. It can be misleading. Reference group can be misleading. This type of group can be misleading. It can mislead you. It can jeopardize you. It can lead you into things that you don't even dream that you can be into. Things that you don't even expect. Situations that you don't even expect that you will find yourself in such situations. This is the effect, the negative side of reference group, which I kind of have problem with. Do things because it's your choice, and even if it's your choice, know what exactly you are doing. Know the kind of things you are entering into. Know the kind of things you are venturing into. Know the kind of things that you want to do. Know how you want to do them. If you evaluate it and you see that those things has huge consequences, then you just back off from it. You must not necessarily become like Adobe, who is driving Lexus. You must not necessarily become like Chinedu, who is driving Benz. You must not use iPhone like Ikechukwu, who is using iPhone, or use drive Mozo like Simi, any type of person who is driving it. Your own time is coming, and that's one thing about life. Everything has its own time. When it reaches its own time, it will come to you. But that doesn't mean that you not make effort. But in making effort, there are efforts that you should make, and there are good means of making effort, and not just any effort. Not just any effort. You don't just make you don't make effort that are very very dangerous efforts. I don't want to really point out a particular thing, but it's so. For instance, people who are involved into fraud, and then you see those people driving cars, building houses, going around with different particular group of people, and then you are like, I must be this, I must be like this person, I must be like this person, I must be like, no, that's not it. That's a wrong, very wrong step to take. It's not right. It's not right. It's good to belong to a group of people, but it's also good to be mindful of the kind of group you belong to, and know if this group are of great help, if of a good positive help to you or not. And then you are careful of the influence, how you can be influenced when you are already getting influenced, and then you can decide to step out. But don't just compare. It's just like comparing yourself with another person who you don't know the root of his success, or who you don't know the root of whatever level he had come to be in, which is wrong. So that's just it about this video that I've just made. So if you think that If you think of any negative effect of reference group, just drop your comments. If you think that, if you see any positive impact of reference group, which we know there are positive impacts of reference group, yeah, it's quite good, but just drop it. If anything you think about this short video, just drop it so that we can look at it. We are all youths, we are all people who are, we are all human beings, and then we, in most cases, we make this comparison. We make this comparison with people. We compare ourselves to people. We compare ourselves to many things, and which is quite it's not so bad. But in comparing yourself with people, are you comparing yourself with people who are doing the right thing? Are you comparing yourself with people who are using the positive means to get what they want, that you are jealous of? Would I even call it jealousy? Maybe not jealousy, but you just want to be like these people. Are you in the right track? So that's it.